Hello, I'm Helen Les, and in this video we will try to learn the answer to the question if he loves you or another girl. The fact is, there is another video on my channel where you can learn this answer, and this is a continuation of this question. We will try to learn how he relates to you and another girl in the aspect of body, emotions, and intellect, socially, and what he wants from you and from her. Now think of a boy, a man, and another girl, and think of a number from 1 to 6. And this will be the number of the tarot spread I have made. There is a timetable below in this video's description. Now take your time and think of the number. Well, spread number 1. How he sees you on the physical plane, how he sees you from the point of body, from the point of sex. Here I see that he can't see that there is any possibility of sexual contact. He is like a very desperate person who doesn't know what to do, and as if he is tied by hands, and there is danger everywhere, and he is very depressed physically. There is no way for him to get in touch with you somehow physically. But at the same time, he makes fantasies about having sex with you, and he's afraid of it, and he is very passionate at the same time, but he doesn't think that he can let it happen. Well, in the plane of emotions, he is very jealous of you. He wants to spy you, to see how you live, to maybe he looks at your profiles in the internet, on the Instagram, in Facebook. He is very, again, disappointed by some facts. Maybe you have another partner, or maybe there is no chance for him to become equal somehow with you, to get your interest. At least he thinks so now. And well, what about his thoughts? He sees that, again, there is a great stress. Maybe you already had some relationship. Yes, and now he has only fantasies about sex with you he had, or maybe there was a very shocking event that led to such a situation that he has lost his belief in common future, something like this. How he sees you socially. Maybe he sees that you have another couple, have another relationship, yes, and he's very desperate again, and he sees you that this relationship gives you suffering. Maybe even on the material plane you somehow suffer. For example, your partner doesn't give you any money. Maybe there is some sadomasochism. He sees you so socially. He sees that you somehow let someone hurt you. Yes. What does he want from you? He sees you absolutely unapproachable, and he wants you to make a step yourself, and he is very afraid of doing it himself. Maybe there was some quarrel, or maybe he is afraid of some quarrel with his relationship, with his lover or wife. Yes. But at the same time, as I have already said, he is very deep in feelings about you. Well, by the way, the first position here is about the significator. What is his essence? He is quite an earthly person, and moreover, he had some illusions, and now he is disillusioned. He has lost hope into something, and he is very careful now in both relations with you and her, and he wants to find something practical. Yes. There is maybe a great transformation in him now. Well, what about his approach, his seeing of another girl? How he sees her in the physical plane? Again, if we speak about sex, he has no, absolutely, he has no any interest towards her. And maybe there was a quarrel with her, or there are quarrels with her, and he is even afraid of some physical he's physically afraid of her. Yes. Something of this sort. How does he see her on the plane of emotions? I see that maybe he has two lovers, and he wants to find some, maybe even realization, not even, yes, he wants to find himself not in romance, in a relationship. He wants to find himself in some spiritual development, psychological development, something of this sort. Well, how does he see her in the intellectual sphere? He understands that she has broken his heart, but still he maybe is going to help her somehow. Maybe he's going to continue the relationship and to prevent her from any danger. But at the same time, she is very hurtful for him. And thoughts about her, they really hurt him. Maybe she is very hysteric. Maybe she is very unstable emotionally. And he suffers it. And she somehow influences him, abuses him, a kind of a toxic person. Well, on the social plane, maybe they work together, maybe again I see that maybe they are a couple, or maybe they have such a relationship as a patient and a healer, doctor, or such a relationship that is like a boss and a master, and those who want to order something from the master, a boss and his worker, Maybe she is also inaccessible for him, but at the same time she manages to hurt him. And what does he want for her and from her? He really doesn't want any future with her. He wants maybe, yes, he wants maybe everything is connected with his work. Maybe he heals her somehow, and he wants maybe she has a lot of fears, a lot of phobias, and he has to make her get rid of it, and he wishes her it. Maybe he even wants somehow subconsciously to hurt her. There are two variants, but he doesn't want her as a woman. He doesn't love her, I see it. So you have much more preferences here. If you feel that this spread has resonated with your situation, then please subscribe to my channel. I will be really inspired. Put a like and see you soon. Well, spread number 2. The first position of the cards show us his personality, his essence, let us say. He is a person who was humiliated somehow, maybe recently, and now he is suffering greatly. And he is also such a person who goes away and comes back in a relationship. That means that he can't make any decisions, and he is very psychologically unstable. Yes, and he is now very sad because of something. Well, how does he see you physically? You are like two people on horses, and you run away and he goes for you by horse also. There is such a rivalry, a game between you. So he has some passion. He is very quick in actions. He is very hot in actions. But you run away, even ride away. Well, so you are a kind of untouched for him, untouchable. How does he take you emotionally? He thinks that you also have broken emotions. His emotions, that you simply make an illusion for him, that you want to show that you pick up him, but then you say that you are not going to do it. And yes, you show a lot of your body, a lot of your feelings, and you really attract him, but at the same time you remain for him impossible to be reached, let us say. Something like this. On the emotional level, it is the same as on the level of your body. Well, what about the plane of the intellect? He sees that you are very clever, bright, and you are like deep blue, wonderful water for him. And it is very interesting for him to communicate with you, to talk to you. But again, everything is on the level of talks, on the level of fantasies. How does he see you socially? He sees you as a queen of wands, and this means that you are very artistic, magnetic. Maybe you have some leader position. Maybe you are even his boss or somebody who can influence him socially. And at the same time, he sometimes he mentions that you have maybe some interest about him. Well, what does he want from you? Maybe because you didn't give him any expectations, any hope, then he would like you to make a step, or he could make a step, but now he wants everything to go as it goes, to be very moral, or even to be or too moral in this situation, to have common sense and to not make any steps. Well, he also wants to show off something, to make an impression of a very bright, bold person, something of this sort. Well, now let's look at the another side, at that how he sees another girl. How does he see her on the physical plane? How does he see her body? He sees that she is also quite attractive to him. She is like a star. She is very warm. Maybe she gives him more than you. And at the same time, she takes care of her very much. She is very womanly. And she develops herself as a woman and as a personality. Well, what about the plane of emotions? Maybe he sees that she's a bit bored, and she's also a bit cool for him. Yes, they definitely have sex together, and they had sex at least, but now maybe they have also partied, and there is some decline in their emotions, even though he has some ideas, he has some plans about her, but he sees that she is indifferent, she is deep in her own thoughts and feelings, something of this sort. And how does he see her on the level of the intellect? He sees that she is, yes, she is very, again, self-confident, self-educating, self-developing, but he also sees that she has some secret inners. Yes, maybe she has some mysterious love, romance, even something of this sort. And what about her social status? How he sees it? He sees that she is absolutely transforming now. somehow she is going into another level, into another step of her development. Maybe she has got rid of some heavy problems, difficult problems, of some heaviness that she had. Mm, yes, and maybe this all is again about the past, and at present they don't have any relationship, and these are all his nostalgia, his thoughts about their previous relationship. And what does he want from her? Again, I don't see that there is any. Maybe the relationship is finished and he is not going to expect anything from it. He wants to be free. He wants to uh, dance with the life, to relax, to be creative, to be interesting and interested. Maybe he has some intentions. If they are still in a relationship, then maybe he wants everything to stay, everything at the same stage. Let things go as they go. So, if you feel that this spread has resonated with you, then put a like please, and subscribe to my channel. I will make videos that will be helpful for you. So, see you soon. Well, spread number 3. His personality, his essence, let us say. I see that he is very balanced, very loving person. Yes, he can be very clever, and can be very consistent, kind. So he is quite a good person, and at the same time he is quite industrious. Yes, and at the same time there can be some double situation. Towards one of you he can be loving, and towards one of you he can be not loving. Yes. How does he see you in the plane of body, sex? I see that maybe you can't have any sex because simply you have partied somehow. Maybe he's gone or you are gone. Maybe you are very far away. There is a big distance, and maybe even there was a separation, breaking up, and now you are only have nostalgia. You only have some souvenirs of what happened in the past. How does he see you emotionally? How does he see you emotionally? I see that maybe you had some quite good relationship, very high, but now everything has devaluated. There is a decline, and either you or he can't afford each other. How does he see you intellectually? He thinks that you can earn your money, that you can make something on the material plane, but frankly speaking, a bit stupid. Maybe he thinks that you behaved stupidly, that you partied, something of this sort. Yes. Now, how does he see you in the social aspect? Maybe he thinks that you are a bit deceiving, untrustful. Maybe you are a betrayer for him. He thinks. I don't know what exactly happened. There must be some individual tarot spread in this case because our reading is common. So he thinks that you are not very fair. And maybe he thinks that you demonstrate the lowest parts of your personality socially. Maybe he thinks that yes, you are in such condition that you can't develop very well. So what does he want for you? I see that for most of you this is the previous relationship and there is no development. Maybe he sometimes returns in his memory to the past and he has some feelings about it, but no development. Maybe he wishes you to have a good man, a good husband, because his personality is very good, I see, and he doesn't wish you any bad things, as I have seen in some other spreads here in this video. Yes, maybe he even sees that you're in an uneasy position now, that you have not very good maybe material basis, and he wishes you good luck. But I don't see any love here. I see that maybe you had absolutely refined relationship in the past, but not now. And maybe he suffered a bit. Not a bit even, greatly. He suffered greatly because the lack of it. Maybe you also suffered greatly. But I don't think there is a return. But by the way, in some cases there can be a return. In some cases this is a complete end, and in some cases um, it can be like a magic and a return, but not very much, because he thinks that you betrayed him. Yes. Well, now let's turn to another girl. How does he see her on the physical state, on the physical plane? She is very attractive to him. Maybe they even have got a sex without marriage. In some cases they don't have sex, but he has a lot of fantasies about her. Yes, and he surrounds her with his passion. Yes. How does he see her emotionally? Maybe he has some other variant, but now there is a step towards each other in this relationship, and he feels that she is making a step, and maybe again they will have some relationship. He's ready for it. And how does he see her intellectually? Yes. Again, he sees that she can afford money somehow. She has enough intellect for it. But something, by the way, here disturbs him. Something hurts him. Maybe there is some bad condition for her. That can be that she is uneasy, or she is unfree, she has another partner, husband, and he has to conquer him. Yes, and he is jealous of it. He's afraid of something. Yes. And he sees that she is also, her heart is broken, and she thinks about it, and they talk maybe about it. They think about it with each other. Something of this case. How does he see her socially? She has a good work, she's like a master, or she's like a person who has quite enough money. She is very artful and so on, but in her family she has got a quarrel. In her family she has got again some betray. There can be two different situations. Well, she is quite kind towards him, and she is quite loving towards him. But that doesn't say that they can be together. Well, what does he want for her? That is, she had some shift in her house, some changing situation, and have a love triangle with him and another man. Yes, he wants her to lead a double life. So, I see that there is a lot of romantic souvenirs about you, but lack of any possibilities for future. But as to this girl, another girl, he has some plans. So if you feel that this reading has resonated with you, then please subscribe to my channel. I will be very inspired if you will do it. Put a like and see you soon. Well, spread number 4. What is his personality, his essence towards both of you? Here we have the card High Priestess. That can mean that he is a complicated, uneasy person. Maybe he's double. He has two faces. Maybe he wants to hide something from you. For example, some magic. His magic practices. He has the tendency to embody his dreams into life. And that is what he wants to do with some of you. And he can be a heavy person, even though. Well, how does he see you physically? Frankly speaking, I can't see any sexual attractiveness here. that he's attracted somehow. He even sees you as a having two masculine features and having um, lack of money or lack of some maybe even there can be a disease that doesn't attract him, that repels him somehow. Yes, there can be some fear on the physical plane. There can be some fear he has towards you by some reason. I don't know. Yes, maybe in some cases that can be his childhood memories, souvenirs. And maybe this is the case. By some reason, he doesn't see you as a woman. But in reality, you are a very bright woman. But by some reason, he doesn't see you. Ah, by the way, here can we say that maybe he is under some magic spell, under some... Yes, maybe he doesn't see you as a woman simply because of some other magic. Magic made on him. Well, in the plane of emotions, how does he see you? Again, I see that he sees that you're like a despot, and he sees your masculine energy. He sees that you don't give him any development. Maybe you are like a mother for him, a despotic mother, or maybe you are ruinful for him. Maybe you even had divorce with you, at least on the emotional level. Yes, I see that maybe you look at some previous relationship. Well, on the plane of the intellect, he sees that you are somehow broken, that you have lost your positions. That can mean that you are not clever enough, and he sees also that you suffer some guilty and you want to get rid of it. And maybe this is the point that he doesn't agree with you. On the social plane, he thinks that you are somehow disillusioned. Maybe you had some plans, ideas about developing your future, but now you don't have any chances, and at the same time he sees that other people see an illusion of you, but not your real personality. Well, what does he want for you? He wishes you good luck. He wishes you all kind of success, but that doesn't mean that he wishes you any serious relationship with him. That can mean that maybe a relationship with him, if there will be some, it will be too light, unserious. Maybe if that is a previous relationship, he can come back and have something with you and then go away. But yes, he thinks that either you or he are too much for each other. He gives you freedom and he wants some freedom from you. Yes. What about another girl, how does he see her on physical plane? Again, no chances for her for attracting him sexually. He's somehow afraid even physically, on the physical level of her. Even though she is maybe quite young, maybe she is unapproachable for him, and everything is uneasy in this relationship, and there can be different parents, but they don't have sex. Maybe they are going to have it, but still, yes, many different variants here. Well, what about the emotional plane? I see that he is not satisfied with her emotionally. She's maybe a bit quarrelsome. She's somehow dissatisfactory on the emotional plane for him. Yes, maybe she's too loud, maybe she makes a quarrel, and that is the main point here. And he's afraid of all these actions. So how does he see her from the intellectual point of view? He thinks that she is not quite moral. Her moral state is not proper for him. Some lack of mind, lack of intellect, but still, yes, I see that he somehow he is attracted physically towards her, but at the same time, he's afraid of her physically. Maybe this is again the magic made on him. Magic for divorcing with all kinds of women. Maybe that is not you, neither you nor that woman who did some magic on him. But yes, or that can be not magic, but some kind of psychological influence. Something of this sort. How does he see her from the sexual or from the social aspect? He doesn't see her from the social aspect very well. He doesn't respect her greatly, and he doesn't see that she is a reliable person. Maybe she makes too much noise around herself, too much actions, thoughts. Maybe she overestimates herself, and he even can't trust her, and he wants to quarrel with her very much, and to blame her somehow, and to punish her. Maybe there is a strong feeling of that his heart was hurt somehow, and that yes, you see, there is some point here that I can't explain. I can explain it only by magic. His attitude towards her is very double, and I don't even see any other woman here. In some cases, you see, there can be another woman, a love triangle that explains everything, but here we have some illogical tendencies. And for the question why he is so angry with her, I don't see any reasonable explanation. That's it. So, if you feel that this reading has resonated with you, with your situation, then please subscribe to my channel. I will try to make videos that will be helpful for you. Put a like and see you soon. So, spread number 5. What is his personality? What is his essence towards you and the girl? I see that he is absolutely depressed. He is almost dead. His real personality and essence is almost dead. That can be some psychological trauma. That can be the previous relation. That can be even some medical illness. Yes, all kinds of really strong stresses could cause it. And that what he shows to the public is only his lower aspects. He doesn't show any high feelings, emotions by some reason, because he really has some very deep pain. He is very hurted by something. Well, how does he see you on the physical plane from the point of sex? You see, his vision can be wrong, because his real personality is almost dead, as I have already said. By some reason, he doesn't feel any fertility in you, any fertile sexual qualities. Yes, he sees that you have some interest, towards him, but he doesn't see you as a woman. By some reason, I don't know. Maybe it is absolutely wrong. Maybe you are a very absolutely wonderful woman. How does he see you on the plane of emotions? He feels that you have some broken family feelings. You don't have any family. You don't want to have any family. Maybe you don't want to have any family with him, and you somehow ran away from him. Something like this. By some reason, maybe you had some relationship and now you parted. Our reading is common, and that's why there can be different variants, and I show you some possibilities. What is about the plane of the intellect? Again, he here shows off, and he thinks that you also show off, that you make some that you talk publicly to show off, that you want to attract everybody's attention, his attention, that you want to attract him, that you want to have him and to dive into emotions with him, into emotional sea, blue, wonderful water, something that can be described by this metaphor. In the social aspect, again, no development maybe no development for both of you. Maybe he sees that you have some problems, maybe you are too moral and you can't have a relationship with him because maybe you are married. Maybe your family doesn't want you to have a relationship with him. You see, here is a card of broken family, and this family doesn't want you to have him, and that's why he sees there is no possibility of having a family with you. And what does he want from you? He doesn't see any future with you. Maybe he even subconsciously wish you bad luck, wish you to be deep in your uneasy feelings. You see, he sees how you are attracted somehow with him, and he likes it, and he enjoys his power over you. You see, he doesn't show his best features. He shows only his lowest features, as I have already said. And that's why he doesn't wish you anything very good. He wishes you to wander in your fears, in your psychological complexes, and even in some cases, maybe he even wants that there is some black magic made on you. It is not in many cases, but in some cases that is about it. This card, the moon, sometimes tells us about black magic. Well, what about his relation to another girl? How does he see her physically from the point of view of sex? He feels that she is very fresh, very young, and very attractive. Maybe they have sadomasochism tendencies together in this couple. Maybe they have sex, yes, and maybe he feels like a warrior, even though deep in mind he is as a dead person, yes. In the plane of emotions, he has a lot of fears. Maybe it absolutely doesn't depend on this girl again. He has a lot of fears. In the sphere of intellect, she is quite interesting for him. She is quite witty, not very witty, quite witty, quite interesting. Maybe not too interesting. She's like an earthly woman, a material person, and maybe this is what attracts him. Well, what about the social aspect? He's a kind of her worshipper. He's a kind of her servant. Even though this couple is not also easy, even though she can have another man, he somehow worships her. Yes. And she can have several partners. What does he want from her? He wants everything to stay as it is, to let things go as they go. Maybe if we are speaking about sex, maybe they have sex in with several people at the same time. Maybe there is some. Yes, another variant here is that again he has several variants, and she has several variants. You see, this person is very uneasy. He has some difficulties, and it is difficult to explain his approach. So if you feel that this reading has resonated with your situation, then please put a like to this video, subscribe to my channel, because I will try my best to make videos that will be interesting for you. So, spread number 6. What is his essence? What is his personality? He is a kind of an adventurer, a gamer, a person who likes risk, games, adventures, and so on. He is very curious, but now he is maybe taking some relax and a kind of plays again, but like on a music instrument. Maybe, by the way, in some cases, because our reading is common, there are possibly several cases, a lot of cases, and in some cases maybe he is a musician. In some cases he is simply like a relaxing person who enjoys creativity, who enjoys patience, and so on. Well, how does he see you physically? How does he see your body, sex with you? I see that he sees you very attractive. You are very young, very open for him. Very nice. Yes. And you are like a new horizon for him. Some new area. How does he see you emotionally? I see that there is some maybe even quarrel, and even some. He's emotionally unstable, and he shows his not very good emotions sometimes. Maybe somewhere deep in his heart he suffers being single, being alone, being abandoned. Maybe he is still suffering his previous relationship. Who knows? How does he see you intellectually? He sees that you are very let us say fertile intellectually. You can produce nice, wonderful ideas. You can produce even embody. You can even embody these wonderful ideas into the reality, and he sees it. And maybe he even thinks that he is not appropriate for you. Maybe he thinks that everything is all right, maybe, but this will be not forever. And at the same time, he has some, maybe even sexual divinations or some psychological divinations. He doesn't open himself absolutely. He hides something, and he even or wants to hide his interest, his body interest, sexual interest towards you. Something of this kind. Well, how does he see you in the social status? He sees that you are a leader, that you are a victorious person, a warrior, and you are very proud, maybe even too proud, as he thinks. But he doesn't know you very well. At the same time, he hasn't opened much of your personality to himself. And I again see some suffering. Yes, maybe he has some hidden life from you, and he a kind of wants to hide something. He wants to hide his sufferings, and he wants to hide his past, maybe, or he simply wants to hide that he has another lover, another woman. That can be also in some cases. So he sees that you are in a very good position, but he sees also that you, in some aspect, you are like a loser, and you are like a person who has suffered some rape. What does he want from you? He wants some joy for you and from you, some pleasant time spent together. Maybe he doesn't expect too much. He wants to be with you like a child, enjoying having some good time. And maybe he understands that you are too developed for him, too good for him. Or maybe he has no possibility to reach you. Or at least he has no possibility to uncover all wonderful things about your character. Maybe you simply don't trust him. How does he see this girl's body? And how does he see her from the sexual point of view? She is quite attractive for him, but maybe there is some breaking up among them, some divorce, some quarrel again, because he is maybe quite a quarrelsome person. Yes, and how does he see her emotionally? Maybe he betrayed her somehow, and he understands it, and he doesn't think that something good can happen for him in this relationship. Yes, I see here absolutely broken feelings and absolutely broken thoughts. He sees her again. He sees her absolutely unapproachable now. She brings him not pleasure, but bad news, bad feelings, bad thoughts, nothing good for him. Yes, she is very cool to him, and he understands it very, very well. Very well. He doesn't account on anything in this area with her. And moreover, what does he want for her? He wants her to suffer. He wants to punish her somehow. He wants he doesn't want her sexually. No, he may want her sexually, but nothing more. So the preferences are on your side, definitely. But don't forget that he can deceive you somehow and have some double life, because he is an adventurer. Well, if you feel that this reading has resonated with you, then please subscribe to my channel. I will be really inspired with it. Put a like to this video and see you soon.